What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Solstice is finally here with a little wonky servers at the beginning, but once they got ironed out, everything was all settled, the tower looking fancy, new way of leveling up our armor, as well as being able to focus our stats for the armor, which is very cool, in addition to some returning weapons that we can get in the Compass Rose shotgun, as well as the reskinned Better Devils called Something New. Now in this video here, I want to go over the little differences and nuances of this season's Solstice event compared to our past seasons with earning our rewards and leveling up our armor. Definitely think that this new system is a little grindy, but it's really not that bad at all. Just doing normal activities rewards us with a good amount of our leaves, and then we turn those leaves into ash, which we use to upgrade our armor, and I'll show that in depth right here. Now, you guys probably noticed this once you got started at the tower talking to Eva. She gives you our event currency that we use for our armor called Silver Leaves. Now, we can earn these via doing activities with our armor set on. Now, different activities reward different number of silver leaves, and it kind of matters the number that you have on, but also we tested a little bit and we didn't have too crazy of a discrepancy between wearing the full set of armor and only having a few pieces on. Now, earning these silver leaves, they come from doing activities that are not our bonfire bash, which is on the EAZ. Those do not reward us any silver leaves. It's only for converting our silver leaves into silver ash. So make sure if you're trying to farm your silver leaves, go into activities outside of that bonfire bash on the EAZ. So do your strikes, Gambit, Crucible. When we were doing a normal strike, we were getting anywhere from 5 to 7 of the leaves. When we did a 1560 Nightfall, we got 10 and 11 actually of the leaves. And then when we did the weekly mission on the Sabatoon's Throne World, we actually did it at 1560 and we got 20 and 17. There was a lot earned from doing that mission, and it wasn't even at the highest rank. It was at Legend. So when you're going through GMs with a piece of armor on, or some of that high end game content, you might be getting upwards of 20, 25. So definitely doing those activities, you are farming these silver leaves, which then again, like I said, we're taken into our new bonfire bash on the EAZ, which is a little different than it was before. So inside the EAZ here for this bonfire bash, we're creating a big pile of like kindling in the center of the arena, kind of the same as it was in the past based on the number of bosses we defeat. Now these bosses, they'll be glowing just like you'll see a high value target is inside of the PvE realm. Now when you defeat that glowing target, it'll drop a bomb for us basically, and we take that bomb and throw it at that center pile of kindling, and it'll continue to grow up to 20 of those bombs deposited inside of that center circle. Now, periodically at about 5 and 12 of those bombs deposited, it'll take a little break where everything's immune for a second and there will be no bosses that drop the bomb. And there is a taken blight somewhere around the map that you have to go and defeat, and also defeat 3 of that like blight caretakers around the area as well, to continue the process of defeating the bosses around the area, collecting those bombs and throwing it at that center to continue to grow it. Now, like I said, we're using this to convert our leaves into ash. So we're using these ashes on our armor pieces to upgrade it and focus our armor stats. Now, from what we experimented on with the number of leaves that convert into ashes, it's for every 2 leaves you have equal 10 of the silver ash. So if you have 2 leaves, you're going to get 10 ash. If you have 8 leaves, you're going to get 40 ash. And if you have something like 100, 150, you're going to get 50 or 75 of our ash. So it's at a conversion rate of whatever you have leaf-wise. You just times it by 5, which is super easy, making sure you know how much ash you're going to get from completing one of these bonfire bash. But make sure you have at least 1 pair of Solstice armor on when the event completes, because if you don't, you'll keep the leaves and not convert them into ash at all. So you have to have a piece of Solstice armor on to convert your leaves into ash. Now that we've talked about those currencies and how we're getting the leaves from doing activities outside of the bonfire bash with our armor set on, that gives us leaves, and then when we go into the bonfire bash, converts the leaves into ashes, which we use on our armor pieces here to upgrade in this final slot. Now, to upgrade our armor this season, instead of having to do Nightfalls, GMs, Strikes, Crucible, Gambit, stuff like that, we actually have an event tab which has Triumphs, which reward us Kindling, which we use to upgrade here. As you can see in our 5th slot on this armor piece, you have the option to spend 1 Kindling to upgrade from 0 to 1, and this goes all the way up to 3. So upgrading an armor piece from 0 to 3 will increase its base armor stats as well. Now, a nice part of this season for the Solstice event here is once you upgrade a certain piece of armor, like our chest piece here, once we get it upgrade to tier 3 via spending our Kindling, which we earn from our seasonal challenges for this event here, we actually have all chest pieces that we have on us, and that future that we earn will already be at tier 3, so we won't have to spend any more Kindling on them. As you can see right here in my legs, I already upgraded my legs to tier 3, so that mod slot has disappeared. And now in this second piece of armor that I claimed from Eva, I now have the option in this last column to upgrade the armor to a certain stat roll with high resilience, high mobility, based on using our silver ash that we earn and convert from those silver leaves. Now, as you can see right here, imbuing the armor at tier 3 with the spark of whatever you're using will give it a minimum in that corresponding stat. And since I have resilience armor on, I can't focus it into that slot. So it's really good at getting your stats. If you want resilience and recovery, resilience and mobility, you can focus it in that slot. So right here on my initial set of armor that I upgraded, it had 28 resilience on it with a 68 base stat with 16 strength. And then as you can see, I use that strength, that spark of strength, to focus it into at least that minimum of 20 in the strength column, and we went to 25 resilience and 20 strength, with it dropping a little from 68 to 65, but it still had that nice juicy increase in our strength stat, which let us have that nice focus roll that we're looking for to open up some builds and triple 100s that we've been grinding for other armor pieces. Finally, right here, we have our event card, which gives us our challenges for the event right here, with 24 of them so far. And we earn tickets from these, which we can earn on some rewards that we can buy for this event. And you can also spend 1,000 silver to instantly unlock this pack with a couple of these free upgrades, shader, ghost, and a nice exotic emote. But more importantly, we're talking up here about our event challenges, which reward us that Kindling, which we use on our armor pieces. So we have all of these that we can complete different tasks, which is the flame stoke by throwing those bombs at the bonfire, using the all around right here, defeating the bonfire activity against all the different combat races, and then right here just collect our silver ash, which is converting those silver leaves again into this silver silver ash, and this is how we earn our kindling, which again in turn we use on our armor pieces to upgrade our armor pieces like it is now in our 0 state, all the way up to spending 1 at the first level, 2 at the second level, and then 3 at the third level, for a total of 6 kindling per armor slot. But then, like I said again, once you upgrade an armor slot all the way up to 3, every future piece of armor will already be upgraded to 3. That's why we were missing this slot on our boots that I showed you guys beforehand. But that's really it for this event. Not too much is different besides being able to earn that nice juicy hand cannon, which is a remake of the Better Devils, that compass rose from completing that activity on the EAZ. Those both come from that bonfire bash, as well as being to focus our armor stats with that at least 20 in one category. Super nice to have and focus our armor in that certain fashion. So little W's for Solstice, but overall, in my opinion, kind of the same play. We're going into the EAZ, defeating 20 bosses, making that kindling, and then we're getting rewards from it. But this time we add a little extra step into it by having to go out and doing our strikes, Gambit, Crucible, other activities with our armor pieces on to earn those silver leaves, and then we have to go into the EAZ to convert those silver leaves into that silver ash, which we then have to use kindling and silver ash to upgrade each of our piece of armor on our class for a good little amount of grinding. But then again, we do have 3 full weeks of this event, so it's not going to be terrible when you spread it out over that entire timeline. But thank you guys so much again for watching. Hopefully y'all get to slapping this event out. Super fun rewards. Looking for a god roll. Gonna go over that as well for something new. That hand cannon. Compass Rose is also slapping, but we do have some better rolls, and it's an older weapon, so probably won't cover that too much, but definitely be on the lookout for that something new hand cannon god roll guide. Thank y'all again for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.